Yo, what up? What up? It's great to be back. Ruslan, what up, man? Have I mastered the force? No. And even worse, I saw that latest Mandalorian movie. It was garbage. And they really are dragging the Star Wars franchise down. I tell you, I was very disappointed. And if I would have went to the movies to see that, I would have been madder than hell. Champs first, what up, man? Lamar, what up, man? Rest of y'all get in here, man. This one is, man. I I hate doing videos like this. I really do. I hate doing videos like this. Y'all see what background is up. I told y'all years ago that this shit would begin to happen, man. I told y'all would. And they think and they think that the red pill is going anywhere anytime soon. They think the red pill is going anywhere anytime soon. Super, what up, man? Oh yeah, yeah, Baby Yoda. Yeah, I watched it, but you got to have a plot line too. We all love Baby Yoda, and especially when he started eating something, we love Baby Yoda when he had a little hand with the whatever he eating. But you got to have some good writing with that shit. But the crazy part is it started out with like crazy action and then just dwindled down to just bad writing. Science got rights. Really, the movie wasn't that bad to me. Then again, I've lowered my expectations for Disney. Yeah, the best thing lately that Star Wars have made is that Andor series. Now that shit was some top notch writing right there. That was some top notch writing. Now I went. Yeah, it wasn't just hijacked by PUAs. It was hijacked by incels too. Straight up incels. What up, man? Feels great, man. 50 feels great so far. Outspoken. What up? No, I ain't get shut down. Carrington, what up, man? Toy Story. Shit, I don't even think I seen the original Toy Story, Celine. Yeah, 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 yeah. You right about that, Ruslan. With the alt right infiltration, harder to take Manosphere seriously. I had a MGTOW spamming the N word in the chat I was in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, trust me, I know it'll be drying these YouTube streets when I'm not here. Not to be arrogant, man, but I know. Because this is one thing that I don't do. To make sure that my content is fresh with all of us content creators, we have a YouTube creator studio, right? And you can actually go in this creative studio and it will tell you like recommendations for video subjects. That's why you see this homogenization of material on YouTube because there's no creativity. Motherfuckers see, um, you know, you should do a video about this. You should do a video about this, and they just take it and run with it. It's crazy. Me personally, nah, I've never done it. I've never taken a recommendation on what to do a video on. King, that's what up, man. A couple more people getting here, man. Now, I'm gonna give y'all a trigger warning, man. If you got abused as a child, I got to give you a trigger warning. I usually don't do that, but with the subject matter of this live, I gotta issue a trigger warning, man. I know that's not standard for this channel because I really don't give a fuck about triggering people usually, but with this subject, man, trigger warning indeed. Trigger warning indeed. No news. What up, man? Mike Andrews. What up? All right, man. Oh, man. Now, for years, I have been telling y'all. I have been telling y'all, man, that eventually a lot of these children of millennial, early Gen Z moms was gonna start coming out, you know, telling the ins and outs of what goes on in these single mother homes, right? I told y'all that. I told y'all that, right? And I told y'all that because of that, the the red pill wasn't going anywhere soon. For all of these people talking about, oh, the red pill is dead and all of that, it's not going nowhere anytime soon. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's only go get, even if y'all try to call it something else, right? It's not going nowhere anytime soon. So last week, I kind of fell down the rabbit hole. I was debating on whether or not I should touch this, but I kind of fell down the rabbit hole of this guy that I saw, you know, and he was like exposing. Oh yeah, oh I can't wait till that one come out. You know what? It's sad. It's sad that people, well, I ain't gonna say people, women have such a lack of forbearance when it comes to certain shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? This real sad. Like, how do they think that it impact their kids when they go to school and they might start sick, they might get in an argument with another child, and then the child just bust out and say, well, at least my mama not a hoe. Whatever discussion is done after that, because there's no response to that. Man, at least my mother ain't busting it open on it online. Ain't no response to that. Even worse, what if one of them was to spin their phone around and show the video of what she doing online? You can't respond to that, right? One thing I would be curious about going forward, especially for this when this first generation of OnlyFans kids grows up, is how many suicides, how many murders, and how many domestic violence cases are going to stem from this, right? Oh, that's what 50 it show is. Yeah, that's what 50. Yep, that's what 50 son going through right now. When your mama been passed around from 50 to Diddy to Rick Ross. Yeah. I know motherfuckers is talking about that. Yeah, Celine. Yeah, you preach. Celine writes, I find it hilarious when they call themselves models. Yeah, y'all are hoes. Y'all not models, y'all are hoes. Y'all are hoes. Yep. King Des writes, they got tunnel vision. The only things they care or see or care about are their feelings and emotions. Nothing else comes to the equation. Yeah. Yeah. Wait a minute. What tape leaked? Oh shit. I know it's gonna be something real bad. I shouldn't even be asking. What tape leak, bro? It's gonna be something real horrible. What tape leak? I don't know what tape leak, but hey, let's hear this young man's testimony, man. And but remember that I told y'all that this was going to start happening. All right, here's the young man right here. Fair use.
My mom, she used to be like a video vixen or whatever. She used to like date rappers. Whole time she was just getting fucked on by these niggas. They wasn't even really dating her because they never claimed her. She used to go backstage and stuff like that. I remember we walked through this long ass venue. It was a bunch of people on stage doing concerts and stuff like that. We walked all the way to the back, and I guess it was like Ludacris backstage shit where she was dating Ludacris at the time. We go back there, she see the nigga, and then we leave. And then it was the same situation where she was dating T.I. We went to Cascade for King's birthday. We went to the back to see King open his presents and stuff like that, and then we left. She didn't even buy us skates or nothing. And what's crazy is T.I. bought out the venue. We could have got skates for free. It's just the fact that she was showing us off like a purse because she looked so young that she had to prove to the niggas that she was fucking, that she had kids so she could get more money out the niggas, and she wasn't even helping us with the money. Wasn't even paying bills or nothing like that with the money because my stepdad was paying the bills, but he wasn't staying with my mom because she would force him to stay with his mom or stay wherever he was staying because she didn't want him staying in the house so she could fuck other niggas. Really, she was cheating on him with my dad while my dad was cheating on my stepmom, and then he would drive all the way 12 hours to come fuck my mom and then be bullshitting and stuff like that where they was emailing back and forth and shit talking about they was finna get married and my stepmom caught their goofy ass. And then they ended up having to fall out and stuff like that because of my stepmom because he had to get his shit together. Whole time she's still doing this shit back and forth with these rappers and stuff like that behind my stepdad back while he paying her bills. And she leaving, doing red carpet events and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck she was explaining to him, but we was at the house by ourselves where he couldn't come watch us and shit like that because she didn't want him to know what she had going on. So we would literally be at the house by ourselves. Me, my brother, and my sister just sitting in her bed crying, waiting for her to get home. And this bitch on planes going across the country, doing red carpet events, meeting up with Gucci Mane and fucking T.I. and all these people where I remember at one point in her life, she was just a fucking threesome for T.I. and Tiny where she was going out her way to get fucked on by these niggas. And then she had Bow Wow friend Cleo, the nigga from Hoe, Zero. He had took me to Chick-fil-A and gave me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and shit like that, told me that I need to be a better kid for my mom because she trying so hard. No the fuck she not. This bitch is giving out coochie. That's all she was doing. That bitch wasn't doing shit for her kids. That bitch was going on her way to have fun and give out coochie to niggas so she could have money and have all this shit because she was pretty. And then I remember it was a time where she brought us around Gorilla Zone and shit like that and was trying to introduce us to this nigga and we didn't know who he was. So she had to apologize to the nigga because she felt bad that we didn't know who the fuck he was. I'm like, bitch, nobody give a fuck. We need. I remember when I was little, my mom,
I told y'all that one day the truth will be told. I told y'all. I might as well go straight to the Bleach music. I told y'all that one day that these kids will begin to come online and tell the truth. See, they fired the first shot in this gender war, you want to call it that. They fired the first shot. They was the first one to come on YouTube and talk about how black men ain't shit, men ain't shit, men are abusers, men are predators, all of this shit, right? But then when we would start talking about the neglect and the abuse that goes on in a lot of these single mothers' households, they would tell us that we were liars. They would tell us that we don't know what the fuck we talking about. We judgmental. We don't have kids. We shouldn't be speaking on that. They would tell us that we lame. That's why you didn't get no pussy. That's why you ain't got no kids. All of these deflections, all of these ad hominems to dress up an institution that we all knew was trash all along. Do you know what type of pain that young man must go through every day, knowing that this is what he comes from, knowing that if he is to, you know what, I bet you that young man is so traumatized that he probably don't even have kids. I bet you that young man is so traumatized that he's terrified at the thought of having a family of his own, because he has been brought up in an environment where he sees a family life as hell. I bet you if I was to find a way to be able to communicate with that young man, that's what he was. That I bet you, right? Do you like the fear that he probably carries of dealing with women, of not being able to trust at all? Period. You know what's the crazy part? Well, all of the shit that his mother exposed him to, he's married. Well, okay, good luck. Well, all of the shit that his mother exposed him to, if he was to talk about single mother households, you know what the first thing that somebody would say to him? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? They would say, who hurt you? Or they would say, oh, you got mommy issues. No shit. A lot of hoes say that, oh, y'all just got mommy issues. No shit. Because they was raised in the same culture that you in, and a lot of times they wasn't shit like your ass ain't shit. No shit. You know what's the sad part? No, I didn't. Oh yeah, that's what they'll say. You can't make single mother. No, my parents married in 1973. I ain't come from a single mother, but yeah, that's what they say. You can't make single mother. I remember a bitch told me that. I'm like, bitch, you gotta be fucked up. My parents were married in 1973. The fuck is you talking about a single mother? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Prime VA writes, you see black women as simps blaming Blueface for his mom's degeneracy. How in the fuck? And then that's the other thing. How in the fuck do you blame children for what their mother is doing? How do you blame children that's in third grade worried about report cards and recess for what their mother is out in the streets doing in their adulthood? How? This shows you how fucked up and how twisted this nigga community is. And then you wonder why it's people that want to get out. Mr. O with the info, thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. Right? Oh, man.
About my mom is because she told us. She literally sat us in the bed and was crying and shit like that over the emails that my dad sent and her sent to each other when they was cheating on they significant others and shit. Where she literally told us the situation, and then I had to live through it where we was going through court and shit like that because she sent me back to my dad's house, and my stepmom was abusing me because of what my mom did to her, and she resented my mom and shit like that, where she was a good stepmom at first, but then my mom pissed her off, so she started abusing me and putting me in situations where she thought, since I was on my mom's team and shit like that, she told my dad that I couldn't have a house key and I couldn't eat at her house. So I had to stay with other people, like my friends and stuff like that. Or I would go to her mom's house, my granny house, and I would just be over there with her brothers and her sisters and stuff. And that's where I would stay most of my time. Sometimes I stayed over there so long, I would get ready for school and go to school from their house. But it was a situation where we was all in the bed. She pulled the laptop out and she was showing us the emails that she sent back and forth with my dad that my stepmom read of them cheating with each other, where my dad would drive all the way from Michigan to Georgia to fuck my mom, knowing that she was fucking with my stepdad and he was fucking her in his house, and he had a bitch back at home. And it was a situation where he didn't even know that she was fucking with all these rappers and stuff. She was telling my dad that they was finna get married and all of this, but she's a bum. So my dad knew that shit was never finna happen, because how is we finna get married if you getting taken care of by other niggas? And he know how she is. So it was a situation where, because he was getting taken care of by my stepmom and she was getting taken care of by my stepdad, they both was in situations where they couldn't take care of themselves. So they knew they wasn't finna get married, so they was just gonna keep fucking on each other. If they wouldn't have got caught, this shit would have continued to happen. I remember my dad would bring my cousin all the way down from, all the way, all the way down from Michigan and shit like that, where he would be playing with us and stuff like that, while my dad was in the room fucking my mom. And then we thought it was just family time and stuff like that. We thought, oh, it's cool because, my cousins is here. We get to have fun and shit like that, and we get to see our dad. No, that nigga was in there fucking my mom and sleeping at our house, and then he would leave in the morning so that my stepdad wouldn't catch him. That's why she tell us everything. Everything that I've ever known and shit like that is because she told us, because she act like her kids is her friends and shit like that. This the same bitch who, when we was younger, she pulled out a Polaroid picture and showed us a picture of her stripping on the pole, booty ass naked. Told us, oh yeah, things ain't as easy as they seem. Do this paint a good enough picture for the bitch that I had to be raised by? Because really, I wasn't even raised. She kicked me out when I was about 9 years old. So I really raised myself because my stepmom had me out on the streets. That's why I was out robbing niggas and stealing niggas shit, and like toting guns and shit like that. And I've been smoking since I was 11 years old. Yeah, the reason why I know all this information about my mom is,
I promise you, I promise you, if you go to the comment section, you know what? Let's see some of these comments. And you want to know the sad part? I hate to get on some Sergeant Willie P shit, but a lot of these comments, a lot of the sympathetic comments probably have something to do with the fact that he's conventionally attractive. If this was a very unattractive young man, you know what they'll tell this? They'll tell this nigga, man, get over that shit. That shit happened when you was young. You grown, crying like a bitch. That's what they'll tell that man. You ain't gonna hear nothing but excuses, King Des. King Des writes, this shit is hard to stomach. I don't even want to hear what Keisha got to say. We already know what they pre-program response is. Oh, you want to hear you want to hear what the mother has to say? Is that what you saying, King Des? Because I got that on tap. You want to hear what mom got to say? Oh, King Des, you finna be madder than a motherfucker when you hear this, boy. finna be mad as hell. Here go the bird right here.
Hello, everyone. I wanted to come on here and address some of my emotion and misinformation in my videos when I wasn't as irate and hurt, and I realized that
Yeah,
some
here
stuff
go
could
this
come
whole
off
ass
as
bitch right here. Here go this whole ass bitch right here. In the comment section, they was like, "What's up with her hairstyle?" And I was like, "Oh, she a 80s and 90s bird from my era. They wore them hoes wore their hair like that." You know the sad part? I had a couple of exes that looked like this whole bitch. That's the sad part.
not accountable or maybe even wrong. And I don't like to mislead or make it like I'm lying about something.
Wait, are you for real, Quiet Storm? Are you for real? Talking about blood pressure medication? Quiet Storm, thanks for the cash out. Don't let that brother be alone. You for real, brother?
Um, my children definitely were abused by their mother. They definitely got ass whoopings, and they definitely went through trauma. I
At least she confessing that part that she beat them savagely. And y'all go get to find out later on in this broadcast just how bad she beat them. It's crazy.
am fucked up. I did not know I was abusing my kids. I come from ultimate violence, sexual trauma, crime.
You didn't know you was abusing your kids. You didn't know you was abusing your kids. Y'all take blood pressure medication. Okay. I thought he was just kidding. I didn't know if he was serious or not. Yeah, yeah. This bird is the thumbnail. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. R2K writes, my mom is 50 and she pulled the I was a different person over something that happened less than 3 years ago. They don't grow up as they only get older. Really? She pulled the I was a different person shit. I mean, I think that at 47, 40, your fucking formative years should be over. But hey, maybe that's just me. That's crazy. I was a different person. Wow, that's rich.
Like everything you could think of. By the time my mom was gone and I turned 5, I was already an adult. Basically replacing my mom for my dad. And my dad's never sexually done anything to me. Those were other people. But he did everything else. And I had to raise his son, and which is my brother. And I didn't know what I was doing. And the first person I ever abused in my life was my own brother. I did a terrible job raising him, and we're a year and 11 months apart. But I was the big sister, and I had to take care of everything, even for him. We were homeless. We went without food. We had to deal with a junkie father. I've had 17 stepmothers. My dad comes from crime, so there's a list. He has a very long record. It's a lot that I was involved with that I shouldn't have been involved with. Um, every day was war. Every day was survival. Every day was hustle. We were children that ate out of the trash can. We got clothes out of the trash can and hand me downs, and we were just left.
I'm gonna tell you right there that she lying. I'm gonna tell you right there that this hoe is lying. She did not. Okay, at the most, this hoe is probably like 45 years old, right? We had a well entrenched social safety net when this bitch was a child, right? They had food pantries, all of the same shit they got today. They had good wheels, all of the same shit they got today. She was not dressing in clothes out of the garbage can. She's lying. This damn near like somebody, well, you know, we had to walk 5 miles in the snow to get to school. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Stop.
Just sometimes my dad would take us and just drop us off in another city.
But again, what do this have to do with beating the fuck out of your kids?
And I don't know if he was wondering if we was going to get back to him or not, but we always found our way back. No cap. It's really happened. So I was fucked up. And that's just not even, that ain't even the tip of the iceberg of the stuff that I've experienced as a child. Me and my brother were born straight with money. My mama set us up right. My daddy stole all of that. His family and them stole all of that. We didn't get that money, but we watched our father give money to other people, other families, other folks' kids. That's why I said a lot of what my son is saying, it's like he's taken his trauma and he's mixed it with my trauma and then made up some shit.
No, he talking about the shit that you did, bitch. He not... boy.
So I don't know if that's what his mental illness does to him, but it's like he's taking my story, mixing it with his story. Some things are similar in me and his life, but not the stuff. A lot of the stuff that he's saying is like, this is, I don't know where this is coming from unless you're just talking about your dad's side.
Well, you know what? Where was the mother at? Because whenever a woman talk about with something bad happening, the first thing they go say is, "Oh, where's the father?" Where was her mother at? No, this her hair, man. See, in the late 80s, early 90s, remember what I told y'all, that a lot of times that black women would impersonate whatever they see lower tier white women doing? Well, late 80s, early 90s, this is white, a lot of like white trash women had this same hairstyle, right? So a lot of black females would impersonate the same hairstyle. That's all this is. This is basically like a throwback version of a Skrillex cut. Remember when the white bitches started getting Skrillex cuts and black women started doing the same thing? That's all this is, bro. That's all this is, man. J No writes, I knew she was abusing her kids. All nigga bitches know what abuse is. They are frustrated that they are black and will never be a white woman. Yep. And our existence reminds them of that fact. Yep. And a lot of times them kids look a little bit too much like their dad, and that shit make them mad too.
But he comes from something that comes from nothing. I don't come from people that love me. Them people used me. I wasn't in modeling and pageants because it was fun. I had to bring home money and pay bills for these folks. I was the one paying bills. Me and my brother have been paying adult bills since we were babies. This is all true. And so I didn't know that I was...
What do that have to do with you beating your kids? The fact that you went through that, the fact that you had to go through that as a kid should have let you, that should have made you an even better parent. Because you had a living, breathing example of how you don't want your own kids to grow up.
Hurting my kids because I thought what I was doing was so less than what happened to us. I didn't know any better. I thought I was doing better. That's why I said my best wasn't good enough, because a bitch didn't know better. And that ain't no excuse. My children really were hurt. They're obviously traumatized. My son needs a hug. He needs to get the healing. All of my children do. And I feel like my other two kids, the oldest and the youngest, are trying to get the healing and trying to do. And they're on a path that is set to set them up to win. I thought my son was setting himself up to win, because literally just a couple months ago, I'm congratulating him. I'm telling him how proud I am about his lifestyle and him taking care of himself and going to work and taking care of his animals, his dogs and his cats, and making sure his people is straight and doing his tattoo work. Like, I literally hyped him up because I believed in him. My son is philosophical. He's super smart. Super smart. But dumb as a motherfucker at the same goddamn time. I ain't never met a smart, dumb motherfucker like him, boy. And so I don't know what's happening right now. So I apologize, son, for reaching out to you and checking on you to see what these videos was about, because it looks like you need help. I didn't know me checking on you was going to cause all of this.
Wow. A motherfucker abuse you and then tell you that you need help. Wow, bruh. You heard that, black man? A motherfucker abuses you and tell you that you need help.
I apologize for the words I used in the email. I completely apologize for everything that's been done to you by me. But the lies and throwing other people under the bus, regardless, even if some of the stuff is true, you come on now. What, you don't want nobody in your life? Your grandmas and your granny used to feed you. You could go sleep over there. You can go over there anytime and kick it. Their door was always open. I understand y'all had some issues with at some point in time with different things, but you call that abuse?
Yes.
You said we all abused you? I didn't know that you were getting abused by them. That's never been told to me. You've never told me this. You've told me moments where there's been problems, but all problems don't equal abuse, son. You do realize that, right? So it's just some people catching strays, and I don't really understand. But I'm telling the world right now, I didn't know what I was doing. My mental illnesses were scary. There were times that I didn't know who I was and what was happening to me. So yes, I did say too much to my children in conversations that was really meant for friends, because I was in a personality state and I didn't know what I was doing. It's not.
No. Whoa. No. Bitch, stop lying. No. The reason that you conversed with your children like they were your friends is because you didn't have no friends, because you probably fucked all of they man. And then nobody want to hang around you. And so you really ain't had nobody else to talk to. Dispense with that excuse right there.
Not an excuse, because they lived through it. But this is what really happened. I truly did not know where I was sometimes. I truly did not know what was going on. And so if it wasn't for my oldest son's grandmother, because I made it seem like I had absolutely no help because nobody helped me directly, but his grandmama fucked with him the long way and took very good care of him. And that boy could get anything he want from her. And that indirectly helped me. But what I was talking about is direct help to me was very hard to come by. And the people that I did get help from, I was very appreciative of. I thought my kids were. I didn't know it was abusing them to get help from other people or get hand-me-downs from different dudes, or have celebrities mailing my kids school clothes, them getting shoes before anybody get them. I didn't know all that stuff was abuse. I didn't know they thought I was fucking all the niggas. I didn't know that. And yes, it was some confusion about my lifestyle and my lifestyle choices. Yes, it was. I had to make choices to make money because my child's father put me in a position I couldn't get out of. So I had to work during the day, and I also had to work at night. And he knows what he did. I don't got to put that dirty. This is old news. I'm over that trauma. He knows what he did. He knows why I had to do what I did. Nobody made it easy that was supposed to make it easy for me. But that still is not an excuse for why my children are fucked up now. It's just the reason. It's just what happened. And so I just apologize. I truly apologize. And then this stepdad thing, I couldn't figure out who it was. I think he's talking about my friend. I was like, I know he's not talking about my ex, because the stories don't line up. And even the stuff he said about my friend wasn't true. It's like he's taking so many things and mixing it all together and blending it that I can't make sense of a lot of it. But I'm telling you, this is all my fault, the things that I did to him. Me being too young, me being stupid, me not knowing how to tell time till I was older, me doing all the shit that I did to them just because I didn't know better still doesn't change their pain. So I'm not making an excuse. And I feel like after I reviewed that video, it seems like I was making an excuse, and that's not what I'm doing. I did too much. I did too little. I overcompensated. I was a bad mother. I didn't know how to be a mother, and I tried so hard to figure it out. I did. I did so much that I I did too much that this is how they are now. I did all the things, and I tried to be superwoman, and it broke me and them all at the same time. I tried to be everything to them just so that they could live a life that I never had, and they could grow up and be happy and joyful and not go through what they're going through right now. Not go through what my son is going through right now. So I'm sorry, son. I am. I went back through all your death threats. You told me to kill myself. Told me you didn't want me here. You really hate me. And I'm sorry. I will leave this continent and give you guys space if that's what you need. And I'm going to do that for y'all because I'm obviously the problem. Not the problem of all your choices, but I'm the root of your problem. And then I thought about it. I am the reason why you disrespect women. I didn't even know you disrespect women. Like this is so uncharacter-like of you to be like this. I thought before you were acting like this because of your brother. But now I see this is just who you are as a man, and I didn't realize it. Like, I don't know my son at all. I didn't know you.
I will never understand stances like this. I will never understand how a woman could get fucked in her in one room with the headboard slapping the wall, and her kids can hear this shit and can bring a parade of men in and out of the house. A different man every fucking week, and then think that they son is supposed to look at them being a hoe and somehow grow up to respect women. That's always fucking mind-boggling to me. That's like somebody watching a river where alligators drag animals into the water and drown them and eat them, and then I don't understand why they're so afraid of alligators. See, you got to understand some R2K. R2K, right? So him holding you accountable is misogyny. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Lucy, what's up? What's up, honey? Of course it's misogyny.
You were cut like this at all. I thought you were so different. In these last few years, you have really shown me who you really are. And I am sorry. Sorry for pushing you away. Sorry for not handling it right. Sorry for telling you the truth. Sorry for being mean. Sorry for being abusive in all the ways, verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm sorry to all of y'all. To all of y'all. And as far as what I said about my therapist, I misspoke because I made it sound like she was like, scrolling. But no, we were in a session. I had my other phone and we were talking about what was going on. And so this is what was said in our session. And this was brought up because I actually discovered I was going viral as I was going into my therapy session. So that session was all over the emotional place. I basically cried through the whole thing because I couldn't understand what was going on with the topic. Because if we were just talking about his trauma and that was it, and we didn't do this extra stuff and put the extra ice cream on top, then I wouldn't have thought nothing about it, because everybody has a right to handle their trauma however they need to handle their trauma. My kids know that. I raised them with free will. My son is a spiritual man. He is into like reading and philosophy and like Bruce Lee type stuff, Taoism and stuff like that. Like he's a smart, very enlightened young man. This is not who he acts like with us. If I show y'all our messages, you'll be like, wait a minute, these ain't the same people. It's just, Mom, I love you. I just want you to do good. My son sent me a message and said, I don't even know how it is to have 3 kids. You did this. Like, I wouldn't been able to do it with 3 kids. I see why you went fucking crazy. But I'm sorry that my breaking broke you, son. I'm sorry. But this is not what I want for you and what I sacrificed for and what I gave everything up for me for you to have. I don't want you to not live joy. Take your success and go live your life, son. Go heal. Go be whatever you need to be. I don't ever want to stand in your way and take that from you. I was stupid. I was ignorant. And it hurt you. And I'm so upset with myself. And I'm starting to relapse on my healing because I'm starting to feel bad again over it. I've been healed from this for like a year now. But I'm starting to feel guilty again. And I'm trying not to get into that space because that's going to cause an episode and it's going to lead to suicidal shit. And I'm not trying to do that. I'll just leave the continent so you feel safer. I'm so proud of you 3 kids, for real. It took a while to get y'all out of my pockets and get y'all out here. But when y'all got out here, you took the fuck off running and y'all really did the damn thing. And you barely needed to come back for any help. You barely needed to ask me for anything like some people have described that they have to do with their kids. Like, I don't feel like it was even too much. And even with you, son, you wouldn't even let me do for you. I've done more for your other 2 siblings as adults than you because you went out and said, fuck it, I'll just handle my own shit. Nigga, I'm proud of you. You know how hard it is? I know how hard it is to do shit without parents. And you made a choice to say, fuck that bitch. I'm not finna ask her for shit. And you're figuring it out. You're living a nice life. I'm proud of what you're doing. It's just, my story is so fucked up that I should not have children because who wouldn't have ended up like this? Why did I think that I could be everything to them? Why did I think I could do this? Why didn't, when they first wanted and cried to go to their dads, why didn't I just let them go and stay there? I fought so hard to be their mom when I knew I wasn't good at it.
Because you want to control. Because you want to control. Virtually all Black women at the end of the day are about control. She want to control. A woman have 3 fucking. I've seen this personally. I've seen women have 3 boys, right? And they father will be living somewhere not even 15 minutes away from them in a large enough house. And these little boys be getting into all type of trouble and shit. And at no point will they consider sending them boys with them because they want control. They want control of the resources. They want control of the child support money. They want control over them fucking boys. Control.
Just couldn't leave them because I didn't have a mom. And I did so much. I did too much to overcompensate. You overcompensate, then you abuse them. Make that make sense. So I didn't want to leave those videos out there and make it seem like, because I was in an emotional state, rushing my conversation, running over words and not thinking things out slowly, make it to be more than what it is or less than what it is. This wasn't I went out and intentionally abused and used, manipulated, hurt, or put my kids in. That's not it. I believe in my kids. I did all of this so they could be successful. The things that I did around celebrities and different things and how I moved with my kids was to keep them safe. I left the industry because it's an evil fucking place to be. And I saw some horrific shit. And if a bitch...
No, you left the industry because the niggas ain't think you look that good no more. You left the industry because you lost the appeal. If you still felt like you looked back in the early 2000s, you would still be doing the shit that you do. You would still be outside. Get the fuck out of here.
Was to write a book, we would be fucking famous.
Exactly, King Des. King Des writes, how can overcompensating turn into abuse? This makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, if that's the case, if she was overcompensating, then she would have been a helicopter mom. If that's the case, she would have been a helicopter mom, and he would have grew up sheltered inside the house playing video games 24 hours a day.
And we would have all the money. But I don't kiss and fucking tell, and I don't gotta bring up no old ass shit that I've already healed from and that's over. What is the fucking point? What is the point to bring up old shit just to get clout, just to get money? Just no. I'll use my brain and my skills to build what I need to build so I can get to where I need to go. So I'm sorry, kids, to all of y'all. I'm sorry to all the kids in the world who have to deal with parents like me, who had to deal with a mom who just didn't know what the fuck to do and was over trying, overly doing everything. Like everything was an extreme thing. Over the top. Everything. I'm sorry for everybody who has to deal with people like me. I'm sorry to everybody who's had to deal with me. I'm sorry for all the friends, all the bullshit, all the betrayal I've done, all the fucked up shit I've done because I didn't come out of a good family. But I've wanted so badly to be a better person that I got this far. And believe me, people who know me from back then till now, and you see me talking, you know I'm way different because I would have went to war with my son back in the day. I would have saw him as a challenge. He would have been my number one enemy. I would have had no mercy. And that's the mother they had to deal with. I used to think my children were against me. I resented being a mother. I hated being pregnant. I hated the whole process. This is why I tied my fucking tubes, because I was like, no, I can't keep doing this. This is too much for me. My whole life has been tragic after tragic after tragic moment because I didn't learn quick enough and catch up quick enough and understand what I was doing. I wasn't being accountable. I wasn't doing the work until I did the work. And what I realized is, yeah, you do have mental issues. You do got disabilities, but they don't have to hurt.
What's my TikTok? My TikTok is Tito the Time Traveler. And why do you want to know what my TikTok is so bad?
The world this bad. You got to change. You got to do the work. You got to really understand what's wrong with you and be accountable and do better, because you'll never be able to get rid of these issues. Your brain is never going to heal. You're never going to be not disabled, but you can be a little bit more balanced so you're not such a burden to everybody else. My burden of all of this that I was born with and brought into, environmentally given to me, broke my children. And I feel so bad about it. So I'm going to go back into my little shell, people, go back into my world, minding my business. I'm going to give my children all the space in the world because that's what they need. Because at one point, my children did really love me. And right now, I do not feel my children actually love me. Even when they say the words, I don't feel it. And that could be because of my detachment issues. But I don't feel it. In my soul, I don't feel it. And it hurts so bad because the one thing that makes you successful in life is supposed to be family. And that's the one.
I remember it was a time when me and my mom was living together when I was out in Alabama. She had met this new dude and shit. This all allegedly and shit because I wasn't there. She had allegedly met this new dude. She got into a car accident where then she claimed like around $100,000 or something. And then she was flying back and forth from Florida, Chicago, Atlanta and stuff. He wasn't even paying for none of that. She was paying for all her own flights. And then it get to a point where she telling me how good the sex is. She telling me, oh, this the one. I think I might marry him. You know, da-da-da-da-da. Where then she go out to Chicago after she do a background check on him, expose himself to him, where then she go out her way to tell him, I know you not the person that you've been telling me that you are. And got her ass beat the fuck up for telling that man that he was lying to her. And cause she looked up his business or whatever he told her that he had. And then she ended up doing a background check, went on her way allegedly to go out there and do all this stuff to where then she confronted him about it and got beat the fuck.
There's my TikTok Tito the Time Traveler for everybody that's asking.
Fuck up. Even though she done spent all this money, she called me and told me crying on the phone, oh yeah, but I thought he was the one. I thought this was gonna be, you know, my indoor Taylor. I thought this was gonna be my princess story and stuff like that, where she going on her way to tell me that she felt like that this dude was gonna be her husband and stuff, and he was gonna go out his way to do all this stuff. Whole time she was spending money on him. She was spending her own money on stuff after she done got into this accident. And then she had nerve damage in her arm and shit. Still going on her way to get fucked on. Still going on her way to do all this crazy shit. And then she gonna tell me about all of it as it's happening and never give me a dime. Never do anything for me or go out her way to do shit for me, to where then she's still putting me in certain situations and stuff like that, even though she had the means to change what she had. Change what I had going on. Like, she could have changed what she had going on and stuff like that, but she chose to fuck around with niggas and be in relationships and stuff to where she going on her way to put her in these dumbass situations and shit where nobody told her as a grown-ass 40-year-old woman to be going out here to do that. But she said, oh, I need to do stuff for me. I need to go on my way to be happy for me. You know, all you kids do is won't, take. You know, I just want life, you know, stuff to happen for me. Bitch, you been doing that shit all your life, going out your way for you. When have you ever did stuff for your kids? When have you ever went out your way to do certain things and stuff to where you going out your way to do stuff for other people? You only ever do for yourself. You are a narcissist. I remember it was a time when me and my mom was living.
It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse, y'all.
Things that my son could wear, and he was happy to get them. What's wrong with him having that when he already got Neiman Marcus on and Bloomingdale's and Macy's and all that? Like, come on, y'all be get real. And what kills me about
Neiman Marcus doesn't have a store brand of clothes. And Macy's didn't come out with INC, which is their store brand, for a very long time. No, I believe it was Alfani that was first, then INC. So I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
some of y'all parents, y'all ain't even did half the shit that I've done for this nigga, but y'all judging me out here. That's the shit that's killing me. Y'all don't even do half the shit. I went above and beyond and did way too much to compensate for his dad, for my family's lack of everything, for my lack of having a mother. Like, my mama died, was murdered when I was 3 years old. That shit was never fucking solved. I have to live with that my whole life, and now I watch my son treat his mama like trash when I never had a mother to love, to hug me, to tell me, hey, little girl, this how you be a mama. But I did the best I fucking could. And y'all out here judging me like y'all know me, like you know what's up, like you've done better. Like, you
ain't that one of the favorite deflections? You ain't got, you judging me. You ain't got no kids. You can't judge me. You ain't got no kids. You judge somebody who ain't got no kids. One of their favorite deflections.
lived better with your kids in the situation, and like you've been in my shoes and you lived the way I would live and had all this trauma happen to your whole fucking life. Like, you had a baby put on you at 17 years old on purpose because a nigga chose you. I wasn't even out.
Whoa. How do a woman get a baby put on them? How does a woman get a baby put on them? What? How does that happen? Cause from that picture that's the header of this video, it looked like that shit was real consensual to me. So how did he put a baby on you? Cause he chose you. That man fulfilled his biological imperative, goofy. He saw an attractive woman and he impregnated her. That's his biological imperative. But you had to yield for it to happen. So you didn't. How the fuck did you get a baby put on you? I guess that's the new excuse now.
Here like that. I wasn't even out in the street. I was a good girl. I was a church going good girl. And this nigga tried to take me down and I didn't choose him. So I ended up with this other fucking nigga. Now my fucking son is sitting up here talking this shit about me and him. When we did I know for a fact I did the best I could. I can't speak on his dad or his dad's wife. That's not my business. And I don't know what was going on in that household. Because now that I see that my son lying like this on me, I don't know what to believe. But what's wrong with him getting hand-me-downs from men that supported me? These men were not men that I was all fucking. These are not men who was around me trying to, oh, let me give this to you so I can get you to do this. None of that is true. They was just helping me.
Yeah, right.
Out because I was a single mom and they got single moms and they saw it and they helped me out. What's wrong with a mother making sure she got a support system when she ain't got one? Make this make sense. But y'all can't because you're too busy judging. A lot of y'all is on my side and I appreciate y'all. Because y'all didn't fall for the okie doke. You didn't drink the Kool-Aid. You realize something was up with this.
No, they on your side because they doing worse shit to their kids than you did. That's why they on your side. They on your side because they want to maintain the cultural norm of child neglect. They on your side because, heaven forbid, we come to any type of semblance of accountability.
He got woman problems. He hates women. He's hated me since the day he came out of me. That boy has been writing me hate mail since he's been able to write letters.
And why you think that is?
I know he hates me, but I still love him. And I still was there for him. And I still took care of him, regardless of his hate. But y'all judging me on stuff you don't know nothing about? The clothes he wore? Child, please. It was a time when I took my oldest son up to Saks Fifth to get some Prada shoes and get him ready for graduation. That nigga didn't even want it. He thought I was tripping. He said I was doing too much. So y'all can miss me with this mess. How the fuck we out here eating at 5-star, 4-star restaurants almost every day? We're going on vacations. This boy said we don't go on vacation. What do you mean? We've been all over the place together. So Robert, we didn't go to Chicago. We didn't go to Disney World. We didn't go in down to Tybee Island. We didn't go to Simon Island. We didn't do none of this stuff. We didn't travel in Michigan. We didn't go to none of the adventure parks. We didn't go to Six Flags. We wasn't at the water park every other week. We wasn't. We didn't go paintballing. We didn't go skating. We didn't do any of this stuff you said. And I took you places, and instead of letting you enjoy the moment, I just snatched you away. So let's come back around to the ludicrous thing. It was birthday bash. We had already walked. So I don't understand his story or his perspective. We had already walked. We had already got food. We had already got drinks. We had already kicked it in birthday bash. We were going to the back to speak to a nigga and leave. That was it. Nobody had to show him that I had kids. This nigga, I don't understand this. She had to show celebrity she had kids because she looked so young. That's stupid. Back in my day, when we was back in that day, hoes wasn't telling niggas they had babies. They wasn't telling them they had no kids. And they wasn't even showing these niggas these kids because they wanted them to marry them and not think they had children. So why would I have to?
She lying. Because the guys that she would have been hollering at was Generation X black dudes. Not claiming your kids would have destroyed your whole motherfucking reputation back in them days. She lying.
Be the one out of all the bitches who's hiding children. I'm the one who got to show I got kids to prove that I'm old enough to have.
My fault. Okay. Yeah, no. But there was a lot of women that was not claiming their kids. I ran into one of them back in them days. Shit, I talked to this motherfucker that was so slim and shit. Ain't no way in hell you would have been able to convince me she had kids. And I called her crib one day because she told me a certain time to call, and It was a little girl. It was a girl got on the phone that sounded just like her. And I'm like, this not so and so. She like, no, I'm her daughter. I'm like, her daughter? And she like, yeah. And I'm like, she ain't tell me she had no kids. She like, yeah, she got kids. She was like, hold on, sir, hold on. And so she put me on the phone with her with the woman's mother. And the woman's mother was like, oh my God. Yeah, she not here right now. Yeah, that was her daughter on the phone. Did she tell you that she ain't got no kids? And I said, yeah. And she was like, I don't know why she keep telling these men that, honey, she got 8 kids, okay? She got 8 of them. And I was like, wow. Then the mother go and to make it so bad, honey, she had most of them before she even turned 25. So yeah. I don't know why this girl, but call her back. Yeah, it was a lot of motherfucking females not claiming their kids up through the 90s and 2000s.
Have kids. Make that make sense? Y'all can't.
But let you have been a man and not claim your kids, you would have got, oh my God, you would have been fucking pilloried.
Just nonsense being rambled and y'all just run.
But then if a woman don't claim her kids, they'll say, oh, it's because of these men talking about they ain't want to date single moms. Shit, they gotta survive. That's what they'll say. They'll automatically make an excuse.
Off with it. Just running off with it. It's fucking crazy. And I don't understand how people can't use like higher level thinking. I don't understand it. I was at my kids' school every week. No cap. Throughout most of their school career. I did stuff before school, during school, after school. And at one point, my kids all went to different schools. Still showed up. All the games, all the meets, all the parent-teacher conference. Was on the PTA. Did all the stuff. Did all the things. And now it's giving, it was all for nothing. The sacrifices, the sleepless nights, the wiping up the asses, the wiping the snotty noses, the wiping up the tears, the holding babies and rocking them for fucking hours because they want they fucking daddy and this nigga is playing. But I had to do that. Trying to console them because they sitting at the fucking door banging their head because the nigga said he coming and he ain't show up. I had to handle that. But y'all got it all figured out, right? You know me. You know me better than I know me, apparently. Let's get back to this modeling thing. Isn't a video vixen somebody who is in a ton of videos or somebody who is literally their careers in the videos, like Melissa Ford or something like that, right? Right? I've been in 2 videos. Oh, God. 2 videos. How am I a video vixen? And the videos you
Because you was in videos, ho, that's why. You was in videos. It don't matter that you was in 2 of them. All it take is 1.
guys are saying I was in, I wasn't even in. So make that make sense. I was down here working for Georgia Power, Suzuki. I worked, what was that program I did for the children? It was a children's hospital, something. I can't think of it right now, but it was a children's commercial. I came down here and I did award shows. I was hosting, I was on the radio, I was interviewing celebrities. I don't get it. This is what I was doing. So how was I a video vixen? Make it make sense. Y'all can't even find anything I was in. Any true video vixen is plastered everywhere right now from the 90s on the internet. But y'all can't find one fucking...
They trust me, honey. They're going to find them. They're going to find them. They gonna find them. They gonna find them. Don't please. All you gotta do is just wait. They gonna find. They gonna have the videos your ass is in. You ain't gotta worry about that. They'll find them.
Video I was in. Not one fucking video. It's wild to me. What else did this nigga say that I just was like, what the fuck? Oh, he put his granny under the bus. He put his sister on the bus. He obviously has a problem with all the women in his life. I don't know why he's talking about his sister or his granny or anybody in these videos. His stepmom, this is a tricky subject because I don't want to get into her business or anything about what went on in her house because I don't know. I really don't know. But ma'am, wasn't nobody cheating with your fucking man for no years or whatever the fuck this nigga talking about. Don't you get upset and go and let this dumbass nigga that you tried to help raise convince you that some shit went on between me and your nigga that didn't go on. That is not the case. You know exactly what happened, and you know when it happened, and you know how it happened, and you know why. And I'm not getting into no details about none of this shit because it ain't nobody's business. But you don't deserve that. That nigga fucking with you because he dislikes you. I don't know what happened between you and this child or what the fuck is going on with y'all's relationship and how it ended up this way. But I don't believe in my soul it has anything to do with me and you thinking that I was cheating with your nigga for years. What? He lived in Michigan. I live down here. How? Make it make sense. So ma'am, miss, lady, don't listen to this shit. Don't get upset about some shit that didn't happen. I mean, please don't. I've been trying my best not to get upset about any of this because I know most of this, 90% of this is lies. And the little truth he is telling is enough for people who do know anything about the situation be like, oh, maybe it's true. Spoon feeding y'all, breadcrumbing you motherfuckers. So ma'am, no, I was not, none of that happened with your man at the time. I know he wasn't your husband then, but no, that wasn't going on. You know what happened. You read the emails. You know exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened. You know exactly what happened. Don't let this dumbass nigga tell you otherwise. It's caused you problems today. Nobody deserves that. You got to take care of your other kid. What was the other thing that he said? Okay, so they wasn't taken care of, yada, yada, yada. Oh, my children have never been left for days at a time, anywhere with lights off and no food or whatever the fuck he was talking about. I don't even know what that was about. That's never happened. I've always had child care providers for my children, even if my child care providers have failed, like they did when we lived on the golf course and my kids decided we was in a condo and I was at work and these motherfuckers decided to steal a golf cart and run the golf course and run a motherfucking nigga lit muck up that motherfucker. Like they had no home fucking training. And so the person that I had watching them was a teenager who basically got sick of them and didn't call me and tell me that they had ran off like baby's motherfucking kids because my kids was bad. So the people called me and said, hey, come get your children. I left work immediately and came get my kids. But I left my children alone to go out of town to an award show to model.
Whoa,
and y'all was in elementary school?
I thought you wasn't in the industry like
See,
that.
this is shit I'll be talking about. So the fact that my friend was watching y'all, I'm talking to you.
I thought you wasn't in the industry like that. I thought you weren't in the industry like that. I'll name a video I've been in. But you left town to go to a war show.
You young man, the one who put this shit out on me. The fact that my friend was watching y'all during that week didn't mean shit to you, huh? The fact that I was at motherfucking work didn't mean shit to you. The fact that I was working a corporate company job and modeling at the same time to take care of y'all and all the money went to y'all and I literally spent millions of dollars on you children didn't mean shit to you.
Modeling? Hold on. I don't know about modeling. Because even at your youngest on that picture, you wasn't no runway model. And you definitely wasn't no print model. So if you wasn't a runway model and you wasn't a print model, what does that leave? That leaves being in fucking pornographic magazines or videos or music videos. But you just tried to convince us that you wasn't in the industry like that. I know Fox and the Hound. I know, bruh. I know. Fox and the Hound writes, whoa, Tito, you're not supposed to use high level thinking against her. Yeah. Yep, that's why I just let them talk. R2K writes, Tito, they talk long enough, they tell themselves. That's why I always let them talk. Yep, modeling and in corporate. Yep, sure. Cool.
I remember that week like it was yesterday because them niggas called me every day on the day. I was on the fucking stage and these niggas was calling me. I had to finally turn my phone off because I couldn't stay focused and I was on camera. I've been on a lot of sets. I've done a lot of background work. I've done voiceovers. I've done so much shit in front and behind the camera. I've worked for studios. I've worked for big productions. I've literally been on, worked up behind the scenes on TV sets and everything. This boy knows this. But yet y'all was calling me, almost getting me fired because y'all couldn't be respectful kids like everybody was trying to get y'all to do. And quite frankly, what people told me, and y'all noticed, they told me to beat the shit out of y'all. They said beat y'all fucking asses because you don't know no better and you're entitled and you're spoiled, and that I was giving you too much in compensation of what your father wasn't doing and what I didn't come from. I should have did what the fuck they said and said fuck them kids and beat the shit out of y'all for real, so you wouldn't be out here hurting other people with your lies.
You did beat the shit out of them for real, as we'll find out later in the broadcast.
Out here clout chasing over your mama's pussy. Like, who does this? That's weird. It's giving weirdo vibes for sure. Like, nigga, what you on? People already got speculations about you and your brother and shit and how y'all relationship with me. It's weird. Y'all been weird y'all whole fucking lives. Why? Don't you ask yourself that?
Wow, now she used negate allegations against her own fucking son. This can't be life, bro.
So hung up on a bitch that ain't even bothering you? Why you hung up on a bitch that ain't did nothing to you? Apparently, we've had nothing, from what I understand, in years. But apparently for you, this shit just happened yesterday. That's how hype you are. Make this shit make sense. Now, I can't figure out who this nigga stepdaddy is. My child has never had a stepdad, so I don't know if he's referring to my ex-husband, who he never called stepdaddy or dad. I'm not sure about any of that part because there's like 3 videos. Me and my people don't know what he's talking about. So I don't know where this information came from or what it's about. So I don't really know how to address this.
The nigga that you was fucking with repeatedly, bitch. That's who we talking about. He probably didn't want to put the man name out there, so he just said my stepdaddy. Unless you don't fuck with so many niggas that you can't even keep track. The one that he saw most of the time. Just think back, hoe bitch.
Stepdaddy. My son has never had a stepdaddy. I have not been in a relationship, a real relationship in Atlanta, Georgia since I moved here. I have been single since my divorce. Make this make sense. I tried to get into relationships. It didn't work out. Okay? Matter of fact, I tried to get in 2 relationships only, and they had nothing to do with no celebrities. And by the way, celebrities asked me to marry them. Celebrity asked me to be their women. Celebrities and wealthy men, millionaires and billionaires wanted me. But a lot of them did not want my children. They didn't want my kids around. And I would never send my kids to their dad or drop them off or permanently get rid of them just because a nigga said so. A nigga bought me an island, had $1 million for me, and was ready to marry me if I sent them niggas back up to their dads and left them there permanently. And I said no.
Then bitch, you a motherfucking fool then. You're a motherfucking fool. If you had sons and didn't want to send your sons back to live with their father, the nigga that was, I think she lying first off. But let's just say she not lying, right? Let's just say that she not lying. If somebody was go do that, he didn't say that you can't see your kids again. He just said that he wanted them to live elsewhere. But we know you lying, hoe bitch.
Oh, I went and got my babies. An island. I still have the pictures of that island. Only got to go to it once. An island. Do you hear me? So I had the pick of the litter. I had billionaires. I had millionaires. I had anybody that I could want. I didn't want them. I was focused on raising my kids and not having a bunch of men.
You can't fire me. I quit.
Around my children. That's why my son can't give y'all direct.
Why you ain't settled down with one then? If you don't want to have a bunch of men around your children, why you didn't settle down with one then? Hoe bitch.
Stories about no hoeing because there wasn't no hoeing going on around this fuck ass nigga. That's what y'all don't understand. These stories are exaggerated and made up. He's heard some things through the grapevine. Some people from Michigan told him this and that, and they was lying because they didn't know what the fucking
No, he heard it through the damn wall.
So he's taking rumors. He's heard shit in his dad's house. He's heard what people thought was going on with me, and he's trying to make it be something that is not. But we ain't got to the big thing here. My son got put out of my house for a reason. He was a threat to the people around him. He was a problem. I almost took my kid off this planet over this shit that he did, and it changed the course of our life. That and my daughter's kidnapping were the two things that are most traumatic things I ever experienced as a mother. I thought my kids lying on me, telling me they hate me, telling folks I didn't feed them, telling folks I didn't, all this shit they did. They've been doing this shit since they was 2, bruh. All this shit they've been doing. But I didn't think this would be like this. This shit hurt. You come out here and you just making up stuff like this. Like, why? Because you want a hug. You want your mom. You miss your mom and dad. You miss your siblings. You miss your family. But what did you do for your family to turn on you like this? You didn't leave us. We left you the fuck alone. We had to make you get the fuck on. Because you didn't want to move around like you should, move around like a man. Well, every time you came around us, you kept up shit. You started stuff in all of our houses. You clearly are unhinged. You're literally telling people's business that ain't did nothing to you. What did your grannies do to you, bruh? You telling stories about your granny and some old shit about her pussy, about some shit that happened when you were an infant. And then gonna say, well, this is what my mama said. Bitch, I don't even remember the story. How the fuck do you and you wasn't even there?
Because you told him and you too fucking drunk to remember that you told him.
I don't even remember the fucking story. Like, what? This shit crazy to me. It's fucking insane that this is what you've chosen to do with your time to the people who fed you and clothed you and housed you and made sure you were straight. I don't know what the fuck your dad and his wife did for sure. I know none of this shit went on in my house. You ate every fucking day, all day. Nigga, you was eating and drinking. Y'all was eating thousands of dollars of food on top of going out to eat. Thousands of money. Y'all, my food bill was $3,000 a month for years. $3,000, $3,500.
She lying. She lying. She lying. So you telling me in early 2000s dollars with I guess 3 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, that you spending $3,000 in groceries. Y'all hear this shit, right? Bitch, back then you wouldn't have spent that much money feeding motherfucking University of Nebraska football team. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, you lying ass bitch. Oh my God, this shit started to make me angry now.
And that wasn't including going out.
And in the fucking South at that. In the fucking South on top of that. Not in New York, not in California, in the fucking South. $3,000 on groceries.
I cooked big, huge meals. I had meals set up for kids, all of their friends. We would do movie night at our house, outdoors. We would set up candy and stuff for the kids, for the neighbors. We would do.
That's a good question, Quiet Storm. Quiet Storm writes, I guess those kids was eating Wagyu steak for breakfast and dinner. I guess so. I guess they was eating Wagyu steak and motherfucking truffles that had just been dug out the ground with Swiss chocolate for dessert. What the fuck was they eating with a few kids that came to $3,000 fucking dollars a month? I should text you know what? My mother had 3 kids. I should text my mother and ask her, what the fuck was you paying for? Was you paying $3,000 a month in groceries? This bitch lying through her motherfucking teeth.
Pool. We would do trampoline. Every day we was at the fucking pool. Every day we was doing an activity. Every day that we was with their friends. Every day they friends. My son talking about he went to his friend's house and he was there and he just loved the way that those friends was at my house. So you must be talking about Michigan, nigga, because you wasn't talking about here in Atlanta. All these kids, I used to have 15 kids, grown boys in my house eating every day. I took these niggas to skate parks, to the movies, to all types of arcade games, Dave and Buster's, doing all this shit every week to compensate for the fact that I'm fucked up and I know I'm not a good parent. I got mental issues. I don't come from shit. Y'all don't got good dads. They got issues. They didn't come from shit. So I'm trying to compensate for the broken promises that their dads did, for the shit that they let them down on, for the shit that they lied on, for the shit that they destroyed with my kids. I had to overcompensate. So I am a bad parent. Yes. Never said I wasn't. Terrible at it. But was excellent at raising other people's kids. I got other people's kids loving the fuck out of me. Other people's kids did what the fuck I said and they're successful now. They're living their life. They're moving on. They're moving to different places. They're exploring the world. They're in their 30s or close to 30s and doing the damn thing. Yet my son is on the internet talking about his mom's pussy. It don't make sense. It doesn't. It's so confusing to me that this is my reality today. Yep. I'm so embarrassed. This shit was so hard raising these kids. And it was so hard to have their fathers and their families against me like this. I had no help but the people that I just spoke on who stepped in. And apparently that didn't mean shit to them. Now, as far as my friend, I think he mentioned something about my friend's family, our play family. I'm not finna get into any of that because them people have been nothing but good to us. Generally speaking, like overall, I can't complain about much of anything. They've gone above and beyond. But I can tell you right now, at no point in time did my kids watch other kids get Christmas and they didn't get Christmas. We were spending 5 bands every Christmas for these niggas. I got pictures of Christmas where rooms are filled up with shit. I guess they forgot about the blue and white Christmas that we did over at
Why you ain't show pictures of that then? You showed a picture of you and your ex to start the video off. Why you didn't show pictures of that?
They play grandma house. I guess they forgot about that. What they're talking about is when my son turned 16, I went through a holistic journey and I wanted to detach from Americanized things to stop spending so money and to be brainwashed. So I ended Christmas then. And I started to buy my children things based on merit, not a holiday. So if they acted well and they got good grades and they did what they were supposed to do, I rewarded that. Otherwise, Christmas didn't mean nothing to me anymore. And I haven't truthfully celebrated Christmas till then. I make sure I send something to my grandbaby because he's a baby. But these niggas wasn't 9 years old and I brought gift baskets and I bought all these kids, all this other shit and that nigga is describing my childhood. I mean, talking about verbatim. Ver-fucking-batim. It's crazy to me that this boy has taken my childhood and telling y'all this story like it's his. It's crazy to me. And the trauma that he's really gone through, that's what breaks my heart. The shit that I really fucked up on and I failed him on is real. It's really real and he really was hurt. But he hasn't done anything with the pain. He hasn't done anything to heal himself. He hasn't done the work. These young
He stayed the fuck away from you.
Kids do all the talking because they want to become TikTok experts and doctors and shit, but they don't put the work in. And that's the problem I have. I finally love myself. So what I did was put distance and I separated myself from my child. And now my child is lashing out like this is a girlfriend leaving him. This is not normal. It is not a normal way to react to your mother, son. I took care of you as best as I could. You got put out of my house because you were a danger. But even though you was put out of my house and sent to your dad, I set up services for you. Mental services, even physical services. It was either that or you go to juvie. But I kept you out of the fucking system, trying to keep an African-American male out of the system by putting you in some shit that was going to make you better. But your dad didn't take you. And I don't know why. You have to talk to him about that. I'm not going to speculate. You had to be removed from my house. You were a danger and I was going to hurt you. You were going to get killed that day. Dead ass. If my friend who you talk all this shit about wasn't there, you would have been gone. Because I didn't feel a child that did the shit that you did deserve to be here. And now I'm seeing that I might have been motherfucking right. Because why does your pain makes it so that you want to make everybody else feel pain? This is all for me. All you had to do was pick up the phone, nigga. You got my phone number. You got my email. But this is for clout. You finally got your 15 minutes, son. Congratulations. You finally got your 15 fucking minutes. Your 72 hours. You got it. From the most negative shit that you could possibly get it, you will be known as the man who was pressed over his mom's pussy. That's what you're going to be known as. But I put studios together. I built you a studio. I put you with all types of people. You had NBA references to go straight to AAU and to the top. You had Sony looking at you. You had people sitting down with you because of me. You had people in rooms trying to get you on the tracks. You didn't want to do what the fuck you was supposed to do. You went in there being rude to them people. These people tried to work with you. You got shy sometimes, or you wanted to be bashful. Okay, cool. We can understand that. But then when you came out your shell, you started getting rude and telling niggas what the fuck it wasn't and what the fuck it ain't. Is this because you thought I was fucking them, nigga? Because just so you know, I wasn't. And you fucked your shit up your motherfucking self because they didn't feel like you were a person that was a team player and could be workable. The one thing I know about celebrity people, they are trainable people who are movable and easily managed. And maybe if they're not even easily, they are managed. That means they don't have control of their life. They do what they're told, when they're told, at the time and date that they're told to do it. And you didn't have that in you. Now you're famous for talking about your mom's pussy. Sitting on TikTok at almost 30, trolling the bitch, bringing all these people into this conversation.
Well, this is a horrible fucking bitch right here, bro. This bitch is horrible. This is a horrible woman right here.
That have nothing to do with anything that hurt you. All the people you're putting under the bus have done nothing to you. Your anger is at me and your dad.
So you parade at all of these motherfucking men in front of your kids, and now because they calling you out for it, you talking about your mama's pussy. You see how immature these bitches are? They never fucking grow up. Never grow up. Exactly. Overgrown. Exactly. You was the one who had them around all of these different niggas. They didn't chase you to catch you with them. You brought them with you. You could have just easily paid somebody to keep them and went and did whatever you was going to do. You brought them kids with you. And now that they calling you out for it because they didn't want to meet these motherfuckers, now you mad at them.
I guess his wife. How did everybody else get put into this, little boy? Or should I say, sir, since you're a grown-ass man? Make this shit make sense. I'm so baffled by this shit. I'm so baffled by this shit on so many levels. So many fucking levels. My son has never sold drugs, paid bills for me. None of this has happened. My son ain't never had to cover shit. I don't know what he talking about, Alabama. All I know is I paid the bills, and y'all heard him say that I paid for bills for a place that I ain't even fucking stay at. Whatever him and my brother got into it about, that was grown man business, didn't have shit to do with me. My brother say my son stole from him. My son say my brother stole from him. All I know is all the furniture in the house was motherfucking mine. Nothing in that house was... And I paid for the house. And did he tell y'all how I sent money to pay the rent, but I sent it directly to him, and the nigga spent the money and I had to send the rent money directly to the fucking renter's office because I couldn't trust my own son to pay his own fucking rent. He ain't tell y'all that though. He ain't tell y'all that. So I don't know what the fuck my brother has to do with this. We don't even know that nigga, talk to that nigga. We are estranged. I was trying to give my brother a chance, and I'm not finna get into no details about him and his wife's situation. Again, I'm not putting him under the bus. I don't know what was going on. I just know things didn't work out and everybody moved on. That's all I'm gonna say about it. My brother is not to blame for everything that happened in that house. I can tell you that because my brother recorded my son sometimes and sent the shit to me. And my son didn't immediately tell me that he wasn't paying the rent that I was sending the money to. I had to find that out by my brother because a notice came. And I said, it can't be no notice. I've been paying the boy the rent. He said, can't be. The boy got a notice for pay or quit. This is before the eviction. So I don't understand the Alabama thing. I don't get why that was even brought up. I guess these are things that traumatize him. I'm assuming that these are all triggers at some point that he wants to get off his chest. I'm not sure what was going on. But as far as the homeless thing, I was homeless. My son didn't have to be homeless. He had places to go. And he was loyal as fuck to me. And it was starting to stress him out. And it was a whole bunch of crazy shit going on. And he right. We couldn't trust a lot of these niggas. Niggas was trying to get me to fuck just to stay and do all this crazy shit just to be around, even though I was paying my part and cooking and cleaning and providing groceries. And all I needed was a little place to stay to get on my feet, because the first time in my life I fell flat. I fell flat because I was trying to save my daughter from being kidnapped, and I spent all my money going to court and going back and forth to Michigan, paying all this money for attorneys, doing all this shit. So I lost everything. Hundreds of thousands of dollars was spent to try to get my daughter back over years, a course of years. My daughter was taken at 11. I didn't see my daughter again until she was 19. Trauma. So some stuff he's saying is true. But we don't need to relive this trauma. We don't need to keep going through the shit. God damn, we just got out of it. And then you gonna be the kid.
She just told on herself right there. You know what type of dirtbag you gotta be to get your kids took away from you as a black woman? By DCFS. DCFS, they got zero tolerance for white children. The first time one of these white bitches do some crazy shit with their kids, they yanking them. Black women, though, they have to come over and discover that you got like, that your house so dirty that it's like moles tunneling through the motherfucking dining room and shit. For them to finally be like, all right, we'll take the kids. So if she got her daughter took from her at 11, yeah, that says it all right there.
To put us in more trauma after you saw what your dad and his wife did. Like, I don't understand it. Son, I don't understand you anymore. You was the one out of all of them I understood, I thought. I don't get it. I don't know what happened to you, who hurt you, if it is your wife or not. I don't know. Allegedly, whatever. I don't know, but I didn't do nothing to deserve this. I didn't do nothing to deserve. This is crazy. This is beyond. It's almost inconceivable. I know parents who really fuck their kids up, and their kids wouldn't dare do no shit like this. Really fuck their kids up. I have said sorry. I have acknowledged their pain. I have changed as a person, as a mother, and I never got an opportunity to do right again because my kids have chosen.
But you just spent the whole front part of this video calling the man a liar. Now you saying you acknowledge the pain. Like, which one is it?
To purposely punish me and abuse me as adults because they feel I deserve it because of the mistakes I made as a young mother. I am almost 50 years old. I am on my own. I am about to leave this country and live a new life because I just found out literally a few weeks ago that my children have been my number one fucking enemy. And that shit hurt so bad. I said, what is the reason to stay here anymore? They literally don't fuck with you because you can't spoil them no more, because you can't provide for them no more, because you set a healthy boundary, because you loving yourself now, because you're not letting people use you no more, because you know how to say no. You know how to defend yourself. This is insane. This is insane. All the stuff he's talking about, he's saying I fuck somebody's brothers and families and all that. None of this shit happened. None of this shit happened like that. It didn't even go down like that. And it's my business of who the fuck I fuck and where I put my pussy and don't put my pussy. This is none of y'all's business. And to go and ask other women, is this your son? Is this your son? Y'all are.
But you are the ones. You are the one who brought them kids around them dudes, though.
So trashy sometimes. Like, get a life. You're harassing other people over another bitch pussy when it shouldn't be your business what my pussy was doing. It's not my son's business because this shit wasn't around him. Nobody's bringing kids to dick appointments unless they fucking crazy for real. Nobody's bringing dick around their kids like that unless they crazy for real. My oldest son will tell you a different story on this subject. When no niggas around like that. Yeah, y'all saw a couple friends, but you ain't see no niggas I was fucking like that. No, the fuck you didn't. Because if you did, you would have a list that makes sense. Your list ain't even accurate. Somebody told you some stuff, you heard some things, you heard me talking on the phone, and a lot of this stuff he talking about, oh, I went to my kids and just told them stuff. My kids was eavesdropping. They was some nosy bitches, and they was eavesdropping, listening to adult conversations, and I talk really loud so you can hear me through the whole fucking house. These conversations was not for them. I never went up to my son and showed him a picture of me butt ass, booty ass, naked, spread eagle, talking about, say, hey, let me explain this random picture that you didn't even ask about, and y'all are in elementary school, and I'm butt ass naked. No, how about they went into my shit, went in my room, went in my box, went into a private place, up under some shit in another box, and pulled out these pictures and was showing them around, and I had to explain some shit to these niggas and tell them what the fuck it wasn't finna be. But y'all thought I just randomly went and just showed, just here, yeah, this is me. This is your mom's pussy, and this is me on the pole. And what I did to make money ain't y'all motherfucking business. I can tell you that. I ain't never been no streetwalker. And that's all y'all need to motherfucking know. What I did out here to take care of my kids and put in their mouth and put on their asses and put in their education, that's my business. I did what the fuck I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to do it, with no motherfucking help after I got divorced. The fuck y'all mean? But y'all walked in my shoes so much, I guess y'all know so much about me that y'all are reposting this shit, stitching this shit, and making all these comments about me, talking about something. Well, this is how a child is broke. Yeah, I birthed these niggas broken, motherfucker. They came.
Ain't it strange that she tried to say that most of this shit never happened, but then when it comes to the stuff that her son's supposed to have heard, she say, "Oh, well, he overheard it." Well, if it never happened, then how can he overhear what never happened? What you say never happened.
Out hating bitches, both of them. I don't know how I birthed that. I don't even know how that became my with men, my fucking family. I gotta do shit with my sons. The niggas that I will literally die for, the niggas that you can call me right now and I'm finna show up, I'm gonna pay for it, I'm gonna take care of it. What do you need? The bitch who sends her kids groceries, the bitch who is there when they're sick. I fly out, spend my last money, and all they do every time they see me is disrespect me because they think I deserve it for shit that happened when they were fucking children. My son didn't have to do what he did in 2022. He could have came and stuck to the script, but he wanted to put my daughter against me. He wanted to lie on me. He wanted to fuck up the household and act like he was running shit when he didn't run a motherfucking thing but his mouth. And so he got put out in the police car. Yet he's on videos talking about some, yeah, I was in my mama's house smoking and I told that bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna smoke. My mama ain't gonna never do shit to me. I can put my hands on her and she ain't finna call the police. Nigga, the police have been called on you twice. And the police told you to get the fuck on because they knew you was on this fuck ass bullshit that your generation is on. That's what they knew. I didn't get arrested. Didn't no charges get placed on me, but they sure said they was going to arrest you. And you know this. And the shit you talking about with this situation where y'all stayed with me and y'all wasn't even working like that, bruh. The reason why I went off on y'all was supposed to be up looking for a job. You forgot that y'all lost the job and quit the job that you had. Your brother was supposed to be up doing some shit at 6 o'clock in the morning and he wasn't. And so I didn't drop no motherfucking mirror on him. I accidentally broke the mirror. What I broke for real was his computer. I never actually hit the boy with no axe or no axe handle. I hit his computer. My son tried to break my dog's neck. And then this dumb nigga, my middle child, tried to gang up on me. And so I put them the fuck out. And I never went and told anybody that they hit me or put their hands on me in a way where they punched me or some shit. I said these niggas put their hands on me because they grabbed me and pushed me to the ground. And yes, I did call my fucking niggas and tell them what these niggas did so they can get these niggas straight. You know what these niggas did? They went deal just like he doing now, like some hoes and some bitches, and went and told a whole bunch of lies and a whole bunch of truth to everybody we know, trying to make everybody dislike me, just like this nigga is doing today. He wants y'all to dislike me.
So you thought that you was gonna go out and tell some other men and that they was gonna come over there and beat your sons up while they kids? I'm confused. What was supposed to be the outcome of that? That part I don't understand.
So he can feel valid about his pain and his fucking issues with women when it ain't no fucking thing that I particularly did. I tried to love the child that hated me. I was there for the child that fucking despised me. I gave this child everything I possibly could, from hugs to kisses to love, support to belief in him. I can't even believe this nigga's doing this after all this shit. All the before and after school shit that we had to do in the training and the fucking tool, all of the testing and all the stuff that we did. And this is where we're at. This is where we're at with this. So everybody can miss me with what y'all think about me, what's going on. This ain't even a normal situation. My therapist just told me she ain't never even seen no shit like this before. She's looking at my whole story and everything I've gone through and all the shit that I've went through with my kids. My kids have destroyed businesses for me. My kids have destroyed opportunities for me. My kids have tried to, from the beginning, put me against or anybody against me that they possibly could. And I never have understood why. And all I've done as a dumbass victim of trauma and all my own abuse is run to my abusers and say, please love me, kids. Nobody else loves me. Please fucking love me. And I'm overdoing that. I'm not that bitch no more. I don't need people to love me who don't fucking love me. My children do not love me. And it's okay. I can accept that. They don't love me. And I don't think they ever have. And it's okay. Because they don't deserve a lack of love because I didn't get love from my family and my children or my children's fathers or their families. I didn't get support. I didn't get love. I didn't get what a child and a little girl is supposed to get. I've been taking care of adults and other people's kids since I was 5 years old. I have been emancipated since I was 16. I have been paying my own bills since I was 14 years old. I raised my brother. I helped my dad. I raised other people's kids. I put them through school. After all of that, all the sacrifices I made of not putting me first and trying to make sure my kids had a life that I didn't have and the support that I didn't have, this is what I get. So okay, this is what I get. I'm sorry, son. I am deeply fucking sorry for everything that you've had to go through with being my child. I'm sorry to all my kids. I'm sorry to everybody who's had to deal with me and my issues and my mental traumas and all the stuff that comes with being me. I wish things were better. I wish we could have a better relationship. I wish that we could be closer. I wish we could let the past go. I wish that we could heal as a team and be like we were when we used to do random dance. And we would have our little food parties and all the people would come over and we would have fun. I thought we had a good time together. I thought we had a good relationship. I knew it was rocky. I knew it was fucked up. And I knew I was a bad mom. I knew more than anything I was verbally abusive. More than anything. And I'm sorry for that. I was too direct. I told the truth too much. It was because I was born a liar and I was put into crime and I was told to lie and scam. And around the time I turned like 30, I wanted to be honest and I was telling y'all too much and I didn't know better. I didn't know better.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. She all over the place. At first she said that he conflated and told a lot of lies. Then she said, well, the stuff that he heard, he overheard it because he was ear hustling. Then now is, I mean, what should we believe? Which one should we believe?
I'm gonna sit here and be crying and shit like a bitch. This is what they want. So now y'all know who the mother is that y'all have sat here and harassed all these people over. It's just little old me. And I'm nobody who comes from nothing. Okay? Not nobody special at all. And I birthed the worst children in the world, apparently, who absolutely hate me. And most of this is my fault because I should not have had children and brought them into a situation. And I wish I would have knew better. I had a choice of having kids at that time and somebody didn't make me have their child. I wish I knew better because they don't deserve to live like this. They don't deserve to be in this situation where this is how miserable they are and they got to sit on the social media because of what their mom and dad didn't do or did. I'm fucking sorry. I can't do this any longer. I can't remember everything he said to address everything. I done got too emotional now, and I'm trying my best not to cry, and I don't want to look like I'm looking for clout or whatever, or chasing some type of fucking views. I set the record straight. These people that got put under the bus didn't deserve to be put under the bus. I'm sorry to every last one of you who my children have affected over these years. Some of y'all have dealt with this before. Some of y'all, this is new to y'all. But this stuff is not true. The stuff that is true is really sad, and I wish he would be brave enough to tell his true truth. But I guess it's easier just to tell a story. The boy's creative as fuck. He should be a creative writer. He should have took this and did some Tyler Perry shit. Y'all would have ate this up. Y'all would have ate this the fuck up. Like, he's got a gift for taking one thing that's true and turning it into something totally not true. And it's drama filled enough where you guys are hanging on every fucking inch. Like, people are trying to tune in and see when he posts his next. Like, he's eating this shit up. He's eating this shit up. I was gonna show receipts and show pictures and do all that in these videos, but
why didn't you? Why didn't you? That would have been so much easier than this long ass 20 minutes of rambling on TikTok of all places. Bitch, you acting like you on YouTube. You on TikTok. You supposed to have that shit wrapped up in about 2 minutes.
I'm not finna do all that now unless it comes to that. If I have to show receipts, then I'll take the time to pull everything out that I got. I'll pull out the emails, the old phones, all of the pictures. But please believe me, it's other people right now pissed. And they want to go hard on my motherfucking son. Like, hard. But I've stopped anything because I'm the only one that needs to speak. And his father and I guess maybe his father's wife, but this is really about me and his dad. My son is just taking this out on everybody and anybody who is in the way. And some of y'all is getting it too, and y'all don't even realize that he's pumping y'all. This is all fugazi. Our story is so fucked up enough that if he would have just told the truth, y'all would still be flabbergasted and you still be trying to click and do all this stuff. I'm not the best parent, not the worst parent, but I ain't purposely do nothing to my children. Never had my children around hoe activities, and I have no clue about some of these stories and where they come from and why he's telling y'all this other than clout. I don't know. So you guys need to let this die down and stop feeding into this. All you probably going to do is take this video, rip it apart, and, oh, she's not being accountable. I'm the most accountable bitch. When I say it is so hard for a child to grow up with a mentally ill parent that has no support and comes from nothing, like, it is hard. Do you know I learned how to officially read and properly write at 16, and that's when I figured out how to go to the court system and file my own papers to emancipate myself? That's the only reason I learned how to properly read and write, because my daddy kept me stupid on purpose so he could keep stealing my motherfucking inheritance. So if I would just learn how to read at 16 and write at 16 and just learn how to go to the court and do that, how the fuck did a 17-year-old know all of this stuff that my son thought I was supposed to know about parenting? And then I'm dealing with a child who has a mental illness. I have mental illnesses. And none of this shit is common back then. It's all common today. Nobody ever heard of this shit back then. People treated us like pariahs and like we had a disease or something that they could catch. I didn't know what to do with me. I didn't know what to do with my child. So in defense of his father, I don't know what his father knew what to do. I don't know that situation. I don't know why that situation was handled that way. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on from over there or what's true anymore. What I know is I woke up today and I'm going viral and hundreds of thousands of people are looking for me. Y'all are actually sending threats to ride at dawn for what? Do you know life has whooped my ass? My family beat the shit out of me before I even got grown. The spirit was broke. I had to rebuild that back up. Now I got to rebuild myself back up again. All for children that I try to give everything to. But it is my fault because I didn't love myself. I told y'all that several times. I was a people pleaser. I wanted to be loved, so I went above and beyond for everybody in my life. And I tell you this, every last person I've said no to, I say I don't want to do it no more, they have all left me and they don't fuck with me. They've all turned their backs on me. They all said they love me and then turn around and stab me in my fucking heart. Every last one of them. Even my fucking friends. The only person really ride out for me for real, is one male friend.
But y'all keep asking me about my mom and shit, so I'm finna tell y'all more stories. Man, it's too many of them bitches, so I'm finna just start off with one of them hoes. Alright, I remember one day I was sleeping. I was scared of the dark when I was little, so I was sleeping in my sister's room. I ended up getting my ass whooped out my sleep, where I just woke up and my mom was hitting me. And then she dragged me down 2 flights of stairs. And then she dragged me past the front door into the hallway by the laundry room. She picked me up by my neck, and my feet was off the ground. My head was touching the wall. She was choking me out until I couldn't breathe. And then she dropped me and told me that I needed to do my chores, talking about why is it dishes in the sink and why is it laundry in the laundry room. I think I was like 5 or 6 years old or something like that. I didn't even know how to do laundry. She never even taught us how to do laundry. Mind you, we never even learned manners and shit until I went to my stepmom's house. Like, we was just chewing with our mouth open, putting our elbows on the table, doing stuff like that. We're like, I remember my stepmom even taught us when we get out the shower to step on the towel so that we don't get the floor wet and shit, because we just used to leave the floor wet and she got tired of that shit. But I remember I just sat there all night crying because I didn't know how to do laundry. So I just sat there folding the laundry after I got done doing the dishes, and my mom just went to sleep and then woke up in the morning and acted like everything was normal. And I just had to deal with that shit. There was nothing that I could do. I couldn't go back to sleep. I couldn't get up and go to my room because I feel like if she would have heard me walk up the stairs, she would have choked me again. But y'all keep asking me about my mom and shit, so I'm finna tell y'all more stories. Man, it's too many of them bitches, so I'm finna just start off with one of them hoes. Alright, I remember one day I was sleeping. I was scared of the dark when I was little, so I was sleeping in my sister's room. I ended up getting my ass whooped out my sleep where before we went on vacation. This is the first and only vacation that we ever had. We went to Tybee Island and shit like that. My stepdad had came, but right before my stepdad came, we cleaned the house top to bottom. We was scrubbing the baseboards and everything. My stepdad came in the house and a leaf flew in the house. On the whatever that shit is called in front of it's like tiles and shit in front of the front door, in front of the stairs that go up to the second floor and shit. She come down the stairs, she said, I know y'all ain't cleaned this fucking house because what the fuck is this shit doing on the floor? I told y'all need to sweep and mop and everything. But the only reason why that shit came in is because it was like stuck to his foot or some shit like that. And she lined us up, made us pull our pants down and whooped the fuck out of all of us until she broke her thumb. How you know how hard you gotta be hitting kids to break your thumb? She was hit. I remember she was hitting us with a studded belt. You remember them white studded belts, the ones that got the little diamonds on me, the little metal studs on them and shit like that. It had metal silver studs on a white belt. I remember the details because she beat the fuck out of us with this shit. And this is not the first time she broke her finger whipping our ass. This the second time she broke her finger whipping our ass. Made us get in the car like everything was regular after she just tore our ass up. And then drove us to Tybee Island and gave us PF chains like it was a fucking reward or something for cleaning the house, or for I don't know what the fuck she did that shit for. But I remember right after that, I don't know why she did the shit, but when Christmas came around, she got us gift baskets and told us we wasn't doing Christmas no more. And then we went to our fake granny house and shit like that. These people that she fuck with are my stepdad people, and we had to sit there and watch them open real Christmas gifts. None of them rich ass motherfuckers, they live in a big ass house, and all of them come from military and shit like that, where none of them got us presents because it was 3 of us. So they went out their way to let us sit there, and well, really my cousin had to deal with that shit too, because they didn't get him no presents either, even though he was their blood family, because their little brother is the father of my cousin, which then we all sat there and watched his kids open up computers, new game systems, new games and shit like that, while we had nothing. She picked up like Easter baskets from Walmart and told us that we wouldn't have Christmas no more after that because she was doing something different And we was just going on trips and stuff like that instead of doing Christmas. Whole time we never went on another damn trip after that. Before we went on vacation, this is the first and only vacation that we ever had. We went to Tybee Island and shit like that. My stepdad had came, but right before my stepdad came, we cleaned the house top to bottom. We was scrubbing the baseboards and everything. My stepdad came in the house and a leaf flew in the.
Y'all saying this audio? Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right? What the fuck? All right, hold on. Y'all can hear me though, right? Because it's not muted. All right, let me reshare this tab. Some of y'all saying I'm muted, some of y'all not saying. I don't see what's going on. All right, let me reshare the screen with this one.
I remember I had to. I remember my mom, when I lived with my mom when we was little, she used to just randomly come home with these exotic fucking animals. I remember she said she wanted a monkey. I thought she was finna get this fucking spider monkey and we was gonna have to take care of that bitch. But I remember she randomly came home with some sugar gliders. Then it was chinchillas. Then it was guinea pigs. And then we had a big ass rabbit. And me and my sister already had 2 hamsters and my brother had 2 bearded dragons. And then we had 2 dogs. And I remember one day we went to school.
Can y'all hear him now? Oh, y'all okay. All right.
And we came home and none of the animals was in the house no more. I remember my mom, when I lived with my mom when we was little, she used to just randomly come home with these exotic fucking animals. I remember she said she wanted a monkey. I thought she was finna get this fucking spider monkey and we was gonna have to take care of that bitch. But I remember she randomly came home with some sugar gliders. Then it was chinchillas. Then it was guinea pigs. And then we had a big ass rabbit. And me and my sister already had 2 hamsters and my brother had 2 bearded dragons. And then we had 2 dogs. And I remember one day we went to school and we came home and none of the animals was in the house no more. I just remember she said that she was cleaning the house and she ended up opening the door or something because it was hot and the sugar gliders flew outside. And then I don't know what happened to the chinchillas or what happened to the guinea pigs. I just know she said she put them in the garage and something happened or some shit like that. I remember our rabbit had a heat stroke and the nigga was literally stuck to the bottom of the cement on the fucking in the garage. where me and my brother had to literally shovel our rabbit off of the floor because my mom didn't want to do it, and she the one who killed him. And like, I don't know what happened to none of them other animals and shit like that, because that shit happened before we was gone. But I remember she used to lie about this type of shit all the time, because when my sister was little, she told us that a puppy that she gave my sister choked on a popcorn kernel, and that's why we had to take it to the vet. Whole time my sister told me later on when we was grown that she swung that dog by its arms till they broke because she thought it was a toy. And then she told my mom and she covered it up. And she basically, so this whole time I was thinking that they was crying because the dog died. They was crying because my sister felt bad and my mom started fake crying, so we all felt like, it meant something and shit. Whole time she didn't really care. She do that shit all the time. She'd just kill animals and shit like that and not even shed a tear. I remember when I lived with my mom when we was little, she used to just randomly come home. I remember I had to tell my mom that I wasn't homeless and that I can leave at any time that I wanted to when I was trying to go out my way to help her, because she was just being so rude to me and just talking about me so bad and shit for no reason, where I think she just didn't have nowhere to put her anger, so she was just putting it on me. And I'm like, you do know I don't have to be here, right? I could leave anytime I want. I'm only here because I'm trying to help you. I'm not homeless. I'm with you while you're homeless. I can go have a house anytime I want to. I could go stay with my friends and go sleep in their house, smoke weed all I want to, and be kicking it up, chilling, playing 2K all day. I can go back to Michigan and go live with my dad and stuff, or live with my other friends where they had homes and shit that I can go live in. And I'm like, do you not understand that I'm trying to help you out? I don't have to be here right now. The only reason why I'm in this situation is because you're my fucking mom. And so I would go out my way to like explain certain things to her, because I remember when we was homeless, I was in Chicago with my granddad. Mind you, we from Illinois and shit. All our people from Illinois. It's not new to me being in Chicago and shit. My granddad lived up there and we was going to go live with him because we was homeless. We go to the food market because my granddad is in the military and he get free food and shit like that, so he was finna use his VA card to get free food. She parked across the street at the Walgreens and her car got towed. And it triggered something in my mind and shit like that, because I don't like when my shit get taken. And I was like, this is my situation and shit. This is the car we're using, so this is my car basically. So when we got on the bus, we ended up getting on the train and shit like that to pull up to the tow place, and I got pissed off. So as soon as the gate opened and shit, because they still at the window talking to the tow people. As soon as the gate opened, I slide between the gate. I told my mom, throw the key over the gate and shit like that. She talking about what you talking about. I said, throw the key over the gate. She threw the key over the gate and shit like that. I got in her car and I pulled the car to the front and I told them, open this gate so I could get the fuck up out of here. They pulled the tow truck to the front and they told me they wasn't moving and shit. I said, move this shit before I run this car through this gate. I'm not playing with you. And nigga, I could die right now if I'm lying. She told me to get out the car, park the car, and that she was gonna have my granddad get the money because he was the reason why the car got towed. Whole time she was the reason the car got towed, because she didn't have to listen to him in the first place. Me and my granddad could have just rode the bus. Everything in Chicago is close as fuck. We was living in Beverly at the time. I could have just went with my granddad and shit like that and got the food that he wanted with his VA card, but we had to get back on the bus and then get back on the train, go to a pawn shop and pawn his TV and other things so that we can get enough money to get her car out, because it was like $340 or some shit that she didn't have because we was homeless. So he go get the money and stuff like that. We come back, she's still sitting there. We end up getting her car out and shit like that. And then she make it seem like everything is cool, but then she go off on my granddad about losing her car and shit. Whole time it was her fucking fault. I remember I had to tell my mom that I wasn't homeless and that I can leave at any time that I wanted to when I was trying to go out my way to help her, because she was just being so rude to me and just talking about me so bad and shit for no reason, where I think she just didn't have nowhere to put her anger, so she was just putting it on me. Since it's damn near a million motherfuckers on the fucking video now. Let me see. Alright, let's start off with this one. Alright, when I was about 14, 15 years old, I was trying to leave my stepmom's house because she kept abusing me and shit like that. I got to a point to where I gained enough courage to get emancipated. But when I went to the court, they said it was a process and I didn't have time to wait. So I had to call my mom and shit. When I tried to call my mom, I had to go to a payphone because my stepmom took my phone. She would go through my room and shit like that and take my things. She broke my phone on.
Yeah, I've been telling y'all that for years too. AC says just to pay the check and don't try to see the kids when they get older, then you guys can talk. I know he said I don't know what I would do in that situation. I've been telling y'all for years, just drop off the envelope. Now y'all know the same thing. Just drop the envelope off. Just drop the envelope off.
The driveway, and she left it there on the cement where I could see my phone smashed, and I couldn't use it no more because it looked like she like smashed it then stomped on it or something with her fat ass. But I remember I gathered all my stuff into my suitcase and I put it under a tree that was in the neighbor house. It was literally in the neighbor's yard. She went into the neighbor's yard and grabbed my suitcase and brought it into the house, locked me out the house with my suitcase. I had some Kobe's in there that my aunt's husband had got for me. This is the only item that I ever got as a gift from somebody. I never had anything from nobody that somebody bought for me that was like, what is it called? I forgot that word, but he ended up going out his way to take me to the mall. Like he was trying to be like a friend and shit. He had told me like, bro, I'm not going to the gym and hooping with you with them bummy ass shoes on. I'm finna get you some new shoes. And he took me to the store and he said I could pick out anything. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, my stepmom is gonna take the shoes regardless. So let me get the cheapest shoes I could possibly find. I pick out the cheapest shoes. I think I want some Derrick Roses or something like that. He was like, these what you want? He was like, man, nah. And he took me towards the Kobe's and shit. He was like, what size you wear? Picked out the newest Kobe's that they had and got them from me and shit. I only got the hoop in them like 3 times. But she threw them bitches in the trash and shit. And the reason why I knew not to get no expensive shoes is because I remember my uncle, her little brother, he went to the mall and he went and bought himself some shoes. And he was like, Rob, you want some shoes? I was like, yeah, but you know, your sister be tripping and shit. I remember he called her. She literally told him over the phone that if he buy me some shoes that she's gonna throw them away. So, and then he said, fuck her, I'm gonna get them anyway. You could just keep the shoes at my house. But I was like, no, cause she gonna end up finding them and then she gonna throw them away. And I don't feel like, you know, I don't want you to get into it with her about these damn shoes. Cause he was going out, that was like my brother. Like, that's like my older brother, I swear. To this day, Dustin is still like my older brother. But I go out my way to, you know, get my stuff together and shit. She took my stuff. I go to the Meijer to call my mom on the payphone and shit so she could wire me some money because I knew I needed to get on the train to do certain things because when I walked all the way from the east side, it was about an hour walk to the north side and tried to stay at my granny house because I had to walk to the courthouse and it was all.
Wait, he got to be talking about in Atlanta. Because from the east side in Chicago to the north side is way more than an hour, big dog. So he got to be talking about like Atlanta. He couldn't be talking about Chicago.
In the same area. She then told me that I couldn't stay with her because she had bingo and she wasn't finna have nobody at her house while she wasn't at the house. And I already told her the situation and stuff like that. She said, you just got to talk it out with your dad. So I'm like, this bitch stupid. She don't know what the fuck she talking about because she don't understand the dynamic. So I'm going to have to leave. At 15 years old, got on the public Kalamazoo train, rode that bitch to Chicago.
Oh, he talking about in Michigan, in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Okay, yeah, he got to be talking about a way smaller town because shit, walking from the east side to the north side in Chicago will take you like 4 or 5 hours walking. For real.
Got on a Greyhound by myself with nothing, just a backpack. Rode all the way to Virginia. And my mom had some random ass funky ass nigga come pick me up and bring me all the way to Atlanta, and that's the only reason why I was with my mom in the first place. Alright, since it's damn near.
Wow, man. With this type of abuse and neglect, do y'all really think? How do y'all think all of these? Do y'all think the real red pill and black pill channels is out here? Do y'all think that we just get sustained by Niggas is just mad at women. No. I told y'all. This is the future of our constituency right here. Think about this. In one generation, we went from guys that were disgruntled about dating, about a marriage that they've been in. We went from in one generation from that to people who genuinely hate their fucking mother. And they hate their mother because they fell for the feminist propaganda and they've raised them accordingly. In one generation, we went to that. And y'all really think that this is going somewhere? Y'all really think that, you know, having a fictional story like Adolescence is gonna stop this? Y'all think a couple of bullshit ass Netflix documentaries is gonna stop this when we got people like this young man coming on here telling the ravages of feminism? Y'all really think that? Man, y'all are delusional if y'all think that. Y'all are. And it's only going to get worse. That's the craziest part about this whole thing, is that it is only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. You know what the next step is? And this is when the government is really going to have a problem with the social safety net. The next step is that men are going to start valuing their time more. When men start valuing their time more, a lot of you females are federally fucked. No, Cortez Smith, the reason I say a whole generation is because think about the time that elapsed from like 2017 all the way to now. That's just about a generation. I remember when we first, you know, in Manosphere 1.0, for people to come on and have a testimony like this, you know what happened? You would get flagged down in 4 seconds flat. Bam, gone. You would get flagged down in 4 seconds flat. I remember when some guys in the Manosphere would make videos or stories about abuse they suffered at the hands of their mother. And them birds would come flag them videos down so fucking fast. They would get flagged down faster than any other kind of video. I bullshit you not. Quickly, expeditiously flagged. Right? That was the state of play back in 2012. Yeah, right about that, Stephen. Things really changed from 2017 to now. Yeah, a video like this in 2017, his whole channel would have been gone. It don't matter what platform it was on. Now, it's too much. It's too much motherfucking truth to flag now. It's too much truth to flag now. Told y'all that was terrible, R2K. I told y'all that you would start seeing their own children come out with accounts like this. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. R2K writes, because millennials and Gen Z women are terrible. I told y'all. Told you. King God, well, you got to understand something. A lot of times these divorce lawyers instruct them to do shit like that. They call that the silver bullet. King Gawa says CPS asked him if his brother ever violated his own daughter. That's the silver bullet. But man, A video like this or a series of videos like this would have been unimaginable back in 2012, 2017. Now, but the next step, like I was saying before, yeah, even the young women are. Even the young women are. I saw one, they hurried up and deleted that shit. I saw one with a 15-year-old girl talking about how she never got to have anything because her mother used up all of her child support money that her father sent. And that she didn't think that her father was sending her no money. She didn't think that her father was sending her no money until he emailed her the receipts of his pay statements that showed that the child support was being taken out. In fact, almost $1,000 a week. Right? Y'all on my Patreon, y'all be looking out. I'm glad you meant to, Cynthia G. I got a plan for people like that. Right? And now this is where we get to find out how powerful we really are in the manosphere, the real manosphere. We got a very good opportunity in front of us right now, but I'll elaborate on that in my Patreon. I'm off of my birthday vacation hiatus. I'm back on duty now. Fuck that shit. When men start valuing their time more, these women are federally fucked. These women are federally fucked. Do you realize how fucked some of these women would be? Because a lot of these women got this misconception that they can just get public aid because they got a pussy. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Some of these women is being told, well, ma'am, we know you have a pussy, but you don't have any kids and you make too much at your bullshit job to qualify for public aid, so no. So a lot of them are supplementing their income by dealing with men. And once these niggas realize how big of a, not only the waste of money, but the waste of time, a lot of y'all are done. Especially if men, you know how y'all be talking about, I gave you the best years of my life and all of that shit. When these men start saying, hey, you know what? No, I can already tell she not a wife. I'm not finna, spend all this time and money to be in a situationship, to live in confusion. No, fuck that. I'm good. When men say that, you know what? I'll just look on the escort site and buy some pussy. I'm not finna, I'm gonna pay for what I want. I'm gonna pay at the hole and get the fuck up out of here. When men start saying that, a lot of y'all are federally fucked. That's the next step right there. That's the next step. Right? But I have been telling y'all for years. I have been telling y'all probably since fucking 2017 that you was gonna start seeing videos like this. I told y'all that y'all will start seeing videos like this. A lot of these women go get killed by their kids. She just lucky. In the Bible it say don't provoke your children to anger. She just lucky. A lot of these motherfuckers gonna start killing their kids. I'm telling you, you go start seeing a lot of way out murder suicides, especially to the first, to the Gen Z moms. You go, oh my God, with all these hot girls summer, city girl, if I'm not married, I'm single ass bitches is out here. they kids go kill them. It's go get worse than just making videos talking about them. They gonna be killing their ass, and I'm gonna be right here for it. And I'm gonna make sure I keep this background right here. This background ain't going nowhere. This background ain't going nowhere. All right, man. I'm finna go get up out of here. It's been a Black Pill PSA. Peace.